life-changing. And it's so important to take a look at the history of the aesthetic industry as well as what currently is going on right now. What is happening at a global level impacts what's happening at an individual level with yourself as well as with your business and with your clients. And so it can be sourcing for the different ingredients in the products that you use or that you retail. And it can be what people are consuming that directly impacts the skin and also affects their olfactory senses. So when we inhale aromatherapy, for example, what's going on at the health level of the body directly impacts the ability for the body to receive. So as we go through the webinar today, I want you to think of things in a holistic perspective, an Eastern-Western medicine combination, and to remember that the body as a unit has an unbelievable ability to receive the scent, the feel, and the benefit beyond just what you would think of as an experience in a perfumery. There we go. CA Botana, which is the company that makes the Ambrosia Aromatherapy products, also private labels and makes CA Enzyme and Dr. Schwab. Dr. Schwab is the clinical side of the company. CA Enzyme is more alginaic, salt of the earth, a lot of outdoor experiences. When we focus on Ambrosia Aromatherapy, we're focusing on a line that's comprehensive, so face and body, and we're focusing on a line that is well represented throughout the country. So there's consistency. You will be able to get the products today, and you'll be able to get the products down the road a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. So it's a safe line that is always staying up in the latest and the greatest in terms of logistics and ingredient sourcing, so that you will have that consistency to be able to trust that when you start a client on them, or you incorporate protocols into your system at your place of business, that they are there for the long run. It's really, really important. There's nothing harder than selling something that you have no confidence that it will be there the next week or the next day. Now let's go through a little bit about what's behind this particular line. And the reason that this is really important for me to start with is because that confidence level is what's going to give you the ability to relax, to breathe, and to incorporate the overall health of your client into each step of the way, because you have a sense of trust and calm with what you're using in your clinic. So first, research and clinical trials. Every single extract, every single combination, every single synergistic combination of these beautiful essential oils and extracts that are combined and then recombined and then put into the aromatherapy products in the Ambrosia line are fully vetted with research and clinical trials. It's critical to have a company that's a pharmaceutical grade company that is well researched and that has that stable backbone. Green philosophy and packaging. If there isn't a green philosophy and an outlook towards the earth, it's not going to be sustainable. So the packaging, as well as the way the company runs, how things are manufactured, from water use to electricity to how the products get to headquarters here in San Diego, all of it has a pulse on what is right and consistent and long-term and as healthy as possible for the planet. Natural ingredients. So if it's healthy for the planet, then it's going to also be healthy for the skin as well. And so the natural ingredients that are used by a botanical company like CA Botana in making the Ambrosia Aromatherapy, the Ambrosia Aromatherapy experts are able to convey the power of these natural ingredients. So the treatment protocol that you will be getting in the chat box that you can download is a comprehensive utilization of how these natural ingredients through the course of a facial and customizable facials, as you'll see we put in there, are going to make a grand benefit and a very results-oriented treatment for your clients. And then in order for powerful botanicals to get through that lipid layer of the skin, there needs to be a method of delivery. So that's the CO2 extraction method from the plant. And then next, to be able to get it into the skin with the alpha-somal molecule, which is your delivery system. So backing up to number 4, the CO2 extraction method does not use heat. It does not use chemicals. Take, for example, a rosemary plant. So from the stem, from the little leaf itself, from any part of that plant, if you're going to extract something that's going to be used in your essential oil combination, you're going to do it with pressure and with the CO2 gas. And then that way it keeps the integrity of that particular extract. Same with lavender, same with peppermint, same with citrus, whether lemon or orange, same with all of the other extracts out there. The CO2 extraction method keeps the integrity of that particular essential oil. Because you see, something can smell good, or at least it can smell familiar. But spoiler alert, it doesn't mean that it does what it's supposed to do. So the scent is often deceiving, and it's only one way that aromatherapy can positively affect the client. When you smell something, whether or not that scent is actually good for the body and does what it's supposed to do isn't as important at the very beginning when they first walk in, because that scent is there and that person can be taken emotionally to a certain place. But that's not good enough. We go for excellence. It has to be beyond just the scent, beyond just a perfume, beyond just something that takes that person mentally someplace. It actually has to do good for the body. It has to do good for the olfactory senses. So those extracts need to be beyond just something that smells familiar, but actually something that's purely extracted and combined in some sort of a cream or an oil or an extract or a topical wellness soak, so that you're actually treating the person inside and out with the power of the botanicals, with the aromatherapy. So that's where the quality and the method of extraction is so critically important to pay attention to. Botanical stem cells. So the grape stem cells and the apple stem cells that are incorporated throughout the use of CA Botana products, a lot of them in the Dr. Schwab clinical line, some in the aromatherapy line, all of those are unique to the company in terms of the power and the synergistic combination. So we bring that up as something that's important and is a standalone. It allows there to be flagship products that really are results driven, that are botanical based. So you have that beauty and that power of nature with the actual results oriented delivery. So the next one is the alpha somal molecule. I want you to visualize a dryer ball that you would put with some clothes in order to fluff them up, or some towels in your dryer. Those little nubs on the outside of the dryer ball, those are what we would consider liposomal molecules. Now, an alpha-somal molecule is the size, it's microscopic. So it's probably a 20th of the size of my pinky fingernail, or even smaller. But it has liposomal molecules on the outside. When that touches the top of the skin, your skin is a lipid layer. So like attracts like, it's going to allow it to penetrate into the skin. And that's your delivery system, because when it gets inside, body heat will melt that lipid layer, and the ingredients that are encapsulated inside that delivery system molecule can be distributed over time into the skin. And the last one's peptides. Peptides are your amino acid chains that have been separated and recombined. And there's over 40 different proprietary peptides at CA Botana itself incorporated in all the products. So that gives you a little bit of an idea as to what is behind the company that's making your aromatherapy. And hopefully it gives you a little bit of confidence when you're using it, when you're learning, when you're investing in these protocols and in the products, to know that it's not just something that may smell good and that may take somebody away with that initial scent, but it's actually something that has a structure and a consistency and a longevity and a quality and an intentionality and a results-driven compilation in the backbone of the company. So aromatherapy. The experts in Ambrosia Aromatherapy do source the products from around the world. And these ingredients, these essential oils, these extracts, these essences, all have a global initiative towards wellness. The idea is how these products can be accessed by everyone, whether private labeled in a spa or a cruise ship, or in somebody's home to use in the bathwater, to use to get sunscreen off of a young child's face, There are a lot of different ways that the aromatherapy products by Ambrosia Aromatherapy can be used. And the allure and mystique of aromatherapy captures people. It's captured the senses for millennia, the heart and the human spirit for centuries and centuries and centuries. And it's such an important part, whether you've walked into a yoga class and there is an aura of some sort of a Palo Santo or eucalyptus or rosemary. All of the essential oils that you incorporate into your work have the ability to create change. And the floral and botanical creations of nature have given us hundreds and hundreds of fragrant essences that we can tap into. So what we're going to do from this point on is focus on the therapeutic benefits. So aromatic, so that would be inhalation. There's many different ways to inhale your essential oils. Topical, so through lotion, through topical on the face, through the bottom of the feet, through many different methods. So you can use aromatherapy massage using oil or lotion. And all of that which contains pure essential oils is a method of application for aromatherapy at a topical space. And then the essential oils that are internal, whether it's in the bathtub and with Epsom salts, you're able to have that ingestion and that absorption into the feet, or the excretory aspect of the body too, with the feet, where your skin is not a digestive organ, it's an excretory organ. So it has that lipid barrier to protect it so that you can be waterproof, but at the same time, it definitely has a give and a take. So sublingual, under the tongue, or also tisanes. So we'll have different types of drinks or things to consume. It can be even a direct oil, depending on which oil it is, that you're able to take internally. When you use aromatherapy, the relaxation aspect and the reduction of stress is a really important and very well known, but not very well understood aspect of aromatherapy. If you go to any general store, they'll have some sort of a gift box with aromatherapy products, whether it's a couple sticks in a glass jar with a cute little cork that when you take the cork off, those oils and the aromatherapy essence is in there, and it will seep up through the sticks into the room for more of a room inhalation. Whether it's that or it's something that is in a moisturizer that you would put on your body with essential oils, the important thing is to get to know a little bit about what's behind it, because not all aromatherapy is made the same. So French lavender, when incorporated into the aromatherapy products with Ambrosia, it's a very versatile lavender with beautiful floral scent. And the benefits of this particular French lavender are to relieve stress and to ease tired muscles. Now remember, lavender is a balancer. So it does create a sense of peacefulness. It helps with sleep. It definitely brings you into a state of ebb and flow, but it doesn't mean that it's going to just bring energy down. It brings energy into a space of consistency. Citrus is another one, and you can use it in a diffuser. You can use the citrus-based products, such as the ylang-ylang orange blossom, in your wellness soak. So you've got geranium lavender and ylang-ylang orange blossom in a bowl of water in your towels, and allow it to dissipate throughout the entire clinic. Medical clinic, strictly aesthetic clinic. The benefit of aromatherapy is there for everyone, and it makes a difference for people going into surgeries. I work at a medical facility, and we have a lot of surgeries going on. I have a regular attention to the aromatherapy in that particular office to make sure that that is part of the whole experience, because it's a game changer. It's life-changing and it is life-giving. It's absolutely incredible. So when you bring citrus, it's a very welcoming scent. Lemon and orange, they're fresh, they're fragrant, makes you feel like you've come home to a place that's safe, a calming hospitality. And then peppermint and eucalyptus and lemon, those are all non-toxic air fresheners individually, and it creates, as a combination, a restful environment. So those are examples of extracts in the Ambrosia Aromatherapy products that are intentionally put in there to create this type of a scent. And pumpkin. Pumpkin happens to be quite arousing to men, and you can take it to the next level by pairing it with the scent of lavender. So when you have something with geranium lavender in it, and you're using that on the towels for the wellness soak in your room, and you have just done the Dr. Schwab pumpkin enzyme, for example, you're going to be able to incorporate the pumpkin and the lavender and really create an environment where, from an aromatherapeutic perspective, it's very appealing to your men clients. Males and females, as similar as we are, also differentiate in so many different ways, whether it's preference or just how different aromatherapeutic scents work for our bodies and our minds, and internally and externally. The results. So when we go from relaxation, we also need to incorporate the aromatherapy results. Wellness soaks, simply good skincare. So the two that I mentioned would be 4 to 6 drops in water. And those drops can be either a capful, or if you have a small dropper applicator on the top of your aromatherapy wellness soaks, you can add those to take away stress and fatigue. You've got your geranium, sandalwood, and lavender oil, which are really high in antioxidants. And those antioxidant activities work for you. Anytime you take antioxidants internally, so you're going to have your citrus, let's say your orange or your lemon in the morning, it helps to make your body more resilient, and that your sunscreen, what you put on the outside of your body, to work better. Because when the internal body has the start of the day with high antioxidant, you're able to better fight any free radicals, anything that's going to come externally into the body. So we use aromatherapy, and we use the benefit of fresh internal ingestion of products to be able to, or fruit, things like that, like having some cut up oranges and other citrus things that you can give to clients when they arrive, or even a whole orange. Those all help so that what you're doing externally also is complemented by the internal benefit. So geranium, sandalwood, and lavender oil, again, in the geranium lavender wellness soak, are high in antioxidants. You'll put those in the water, allow your towels to sit for about 10 minutes, squeeze them out and set them in the towel cavity. Allow the rest of that water to sit on top of the towel cavity or somewhere in your clinic room. You can use that water throughout the rest of the day to add a little bit of aromatherapy benefit to all of the water that you use. You can use it for eye packs, so dipping your eye treatment in there and then putting it over the eyes. When you're using eye makeup remover, having the dampness on the cloth with the eye makeup remover soaked in the geranium and lavender wellness soak. We also have the ylang-ylang orange blossom. So one of them is a little bit more grounding and balancing. One of them is a little bit more invigorating. The bay leaf refreshes, and the basil oil provides antioxidant benefits. So whichever one you choose of the wellness soaks, you will have the benefit of antioxidants, rich botanical power, and the inhalation as well as the topical sensation when you use them on your towels as well as in the room to create that sense, that welcome, and that aromatherapy base for the client to walk into before the facial has even begun. So from the relaxing side to the results-oriented side, then we go to the ritual side of aromatherapy. And incorporating aromatherapy into every aspect of your life takes 5 minutes of intentionality to make a plan for 5 months of actual results-oriented, very beautiful benefit. Whether you're at work or in your car or in the train in a crowded space, you can incorporate aromatherapy. Some clients take a small cloth and they will soak a small cloth in the aromatherapy wellness soaks, and they put it in a little Ziploc bag and take it with them. Whether it's somebody that needs cool on the face, and they'll put some ice cubes with it, or if they need warmth, and when they get to their destination, they'll add some hot water. That type of aromatherapy, whether it's put on the chest, the back of the neck, on the forehead, or just set out next to them on the desk or in a mug, to allow that aromatherapy to be incorporated into their day, it allows you to reconnect with your most unique nature. Aromatherapy brings out memories and it creates new memories. It helps you to really be able to stay grounded and balanced so that you can live your most authentic life. I think the intentionality that we all are striving for, especially post-pandemic, is to be able to be more intentional, more aware, and more robust in terms of what we do and how we do it, and with more care. And aromatherapy doesn't slow people down in their productivity. It betters the environment in which they are productive. And by engaging with all of your senses at a higher vibration, you can improve a lot of the different struggles that people tend to face on a daily basis. And they often feel alone, or they don't understand how something simple can help them to walk through that. But when they come into the safety of your room, or they add the wellness soak or whatever aromatherapy blend to their life at home or in their car or at work, you'll find that that depression, the sleep issues, the allergies, stress, anxiety, and so much more are lifted. It's more of a comprehensive wellness look at how the Ambrosia aromatherapy can benefit. And then I borrowed this from a teacher that I very much admire. And I'd like all of you to take a moment and read what I have on the PowerPoint. And then after that, I'm going to ask you, after you hear me read it, while you read it, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and to allow the words to fall onto you with your eyes closed. So we'll read it first, and then I'll have you close your eyes. So we went from relaxation to results to ritual, and then now to specific aromatherapy extract, which is rose. If this were a handwritten letter sent via the post, I'd ask you to lean in and take a breath. Smell the paper in your palms. You know, close your eyes and identify the scent it carries. Rose. And now close your eyes and listen to the words and dream about aromatherapy, how aromatherapy can be incorporated into your clinic and into your world. And we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the products right after this. So again, with your eyes closed, the rose. If this were a handwritten letter sent via the post, I'd ask you to lean in and take a breath. Smell the paper in your palms. You know. Close your eyes and identify the scent it carries. Rose. You've heard, and go ahead and open your eyes, of letters, correspondences where one or both parties involved will spray their perfume into the paper. And then when it arrives to the destination, that lingering scent of the person who sent the correspondence is still there for the recipient. That's an example of tried and true, very romantic, the longevity of aromatherapy. So let's talk about some practical ways now for you to purchase products and incorporate the longevity of aromatherapy into your present day work. The wellness soaks. So the towels that you use, any wet towel can be soaked in Ambrosia aromatherapy. It doesn't have to be a hot towel. It can be a towel used for removing peels. You can neutralize a peel and then take a cool towel soaked in the aromatic wellness geranium lavender or the ylang-ylang orange blossom. These wellness soaks they're water friendly, okay? So they are able to incorporate the benefit of ylang-ylang orange blossom for invigoration, geranium lavender for relaxation and balancing in bath water. You can also use them with steam. They're not going to just sit on the top and have an oily layer at all. They are very hydrophilic, so water loving, and they're made with the purest essential oils. You have to have that purity, as we went through at the beginning, in order for the essential oil to really do what it's supposed to do, not just have that familiar scent. When you use California lifestyle, the basis of aromatherapy, the Ambrosia aromatherapy, the experts of the Ambrosia company say that after you've sanitized the best way to start to introduce the client into your aromatherapy practice is the one-step cleansing oil. This can be removed with a warm towel soaked with the wellness soaks. You also can add essential oil blends to the one-step cleansing oil. But the reason that this is your gold standard and your Shekinah glory of beginnings is because the one-step cleansing oil is far more than just a cleansing oil. It can be a hair treatment and a scalp treatment. It can take care of issues with psoriasis and eczema. It can soothe, it can calm. It's safe for color-treated hair. And it also helps to seal the dried ends of the hair. You can use it as an overall body massage oil, and you use it as a face cleanser. And when you use it as a face cleanser, it takes off dirt, debris, makeup, sunscreen, anything possible that's on your eyelashes. Use it to really get in there and stimulate those myoglobulin glands to help the mites that live in our eyelashes to not feel like your eyelashes are such a happy, yummy place for them to stay, to really clean that area off, get all the makeup and glue off of the face and eyelashes, sunscreen that's really, really sticky. And then also, once you emulsify it, it takes that oil and turns it into a liquid, more of a lotion. And then you have the softening aspect and the antioxidant powerhouse aspect of it. When I take my younger child to the zoo or to the beach, the amount of sunscreen and protection that I appreciate having on him also means that I need to be equally attentive to what I remove. So the one-step cleansing oil has become a staple in bath time as well. And because he doesn't like getting anything in his eyes, it's a very easy product to have him learn to apply to himself. And then mommy helps to add the water, to emulsify it, and to remove. And the way in which, without a lot of scrubbing and just some gentle movements, it lifts all of the sand, the dirt, the sunscreen, the debris off of his cute little, very, very pure cheeks and arms and back and body is absolutely wonderful. So you can use it on the most haggard, older skin to help soften and clean. And then you can use it on the youngest skin. It's very, very safe. When you're doing a facial massage, your one-step cleansing oil is going to be really important for your slip and glide. So it's a pre-cleanse that balances the sebum production in the skin. You emulsify it to cleanse, which means that you add water to it because it's hydrophilic, water-loving. And you can then lift all that dirt and debris off, but you also use it for your facial massage to soften, to stimulate, to get all of the parts of the skin that you need to touch and to get moving around with lymphatic drainage to make sure that they have a nice slip and glide. And then when you add your refreshing and clean and renewing and rejuvenating essential oil blends, you're able to put into a one-step cleansing oil that already has avocado oil and jojoba oil and essential oil blends in there with a wonderful, very customized essential oil blend for either calming or for sensitive skin or for blemish skin or anti-aging. So you've got anti-aging, re-energizing, de-stressing and decongestion, and sensitive and calming. So at this point, you may say, okay, so we've got a lot of information about global aromatherapy. We've got some specifics that are very clear as to the power of Ambrosia Aromatherapy, according to the experts at Ambrosia Aromatherapy, CA Botana. And so now we're starting to go through and understand how to. So the most important how to is make sure you have one-step cleansing oil in your back bar. And you can also get the hydrophilic oil grapeseed, which is the 0.5 gallon size. But the one-step cleansing oil to speak to retail is going to be the one on your shelves. And then you have your aromatic oils to add to it. They're concentrated. They're small oil molecules. So we've now established you can do a pre-cleanse. You can do hair treatments and body treatments with the one-step cleansing oil. And now we can incorporate additional aromatherapy as well as in addition to the natural scent that is part of the combination of the one-step cleansing oil. And this lipophilic mixture activates the biological substance and promotion of well-being on the skin. So we're taking it to a whole nother level of being intentional about, do we need to de-stress the skin? Inhalation wise, does the person need to be brought to a space where they're a little bit calmer, where they're able to let go of what constrains them? Or anti-aging re-energizing, is the skin tired? You've got options. Irritated, rosacea, the sensitive calming. So now there's 3 different blends to add to your toolkit of the one-step cleansing oil. And then once you have removed that with water, you can move on to the next step of how you would incorporate your Ambrosia Aromatherapy into your clinic room. This picture here shows you the hydrophilic oil with grapeseed. This is, in a sense, the very same thing as your one-step cleansing oil, with one exception. One-step cleansing oil, back to this picture, is a one-step cleansing oil that you emulsify with water, and it has a lot of avocado oil in it. This one right here, your hydrophilic oil with grapeseed, does not have as much hydrophilic oil. Why? Because avocado oil is a heightened cleansing action, but you still can use it for body massage, facial massage. They're interchangeable. But this one here is a more preferable size for back bar to be able to decant into your one-step cleansing oil. Moving from your oils and your cleansing oils and the experiential side of the blends, let's talk a little bit about toners. So when you have a toner, the toner that you use is going to take that skin into the best balance for an alkalinic acidic level. So that's called balancing the pH, the potential hydrogen of the skin. This one is antioxidant rich. As you'll notice, there's a lot of conversation about antioxidants in the Ambrosia world. Ambrosia Aromatherapy is an advanced aromatherapy line that wants there to always be results oriented with everything that they make. So the white tea, the oak root, hamamelis, which is your witch hazel, those are cleansing and irritation reduction ingredients. And then you have aloe, so skin softening, making the skin more robust. Ginkgo, a very, very ancient remedy for oxygenating the skin and anti-aging. Balm mint, rosemary, all of those work together to balance the pH of the skin. And then you have some other ingredients that nourish and soften the skin. So your white tea toner is going to be your next step as you go into multiple following steps of your facial treatment or incorporating the aromatherapy into your clinic room. And the moisturizer that you apply afterwards will then seal the deal. You've already got the skin working, doing its best for itself. And then you're going to add something revitalizing, again, beneficial and productive for all skin types. And it's full of vitamins, lemongrass and rosehip fruit oil, very, very rich in antioxidants. The ability for aromatherapy products to help the skin build up a resistance to daily irritations, whether it's the toxins of where you do life, outdoors, indoors, light, and the hydration ability for aromatherapy products really set the use of aromatherapy in one's clinic and spa without question. And above all the research, we're incorporating even things that are more, let's just say, synthetically created. They cannot actually reproduce in the whole integrity of aromatherapy extracts the same thing. It can moonlight as it, but when you have really true sweet almond oil, rosehip fruit oil, lemongrass, all of these that have been purely extracted, combined in the right way, the results-oriented nature that your skin knows what to do with, they're a cut above. And this rosehip vitamin moisturizer is absolutely unbelievable in terms of how it feels on the skin and the benefit that you get. Now, one thing that I do like to do with this, and just a side note, is when I do apply it and I scoop it out of the little container, there's an elasticity to certain moisturizers. And this one, when you scoop it out and you put it into your hands, I press 3 or 4 times and I warm it up, not with a lot of vigor, but I press. Sometimes it'll be on the back of the hand so that it's not fully absorbed into the hands. And then I press it into the skin and then allow it to be smoothed out onto the skin. I don't want to take away from the integrity of the combinations in the product by unnecessarily warming it or unnecessarily aggressing it with manipulation. I want to allow the product to work for the person and to really give it a chance to drop redness, a lot of capillary visibility, and irritation. So application is just as important as what you use so that you can get the full integrity of the products out. Quantity-wise, the Rosehip Vitamin Moisturizer, a little goes a long way. When we're using the cleansing oil, I would say the same thing is true for that, though I do tend to be very generous with the application of the cleansing oil because taking it face, neck, chest, and then working it into the back for a facial massage and décolleté is really, really important. Again, massage lotions and oils. We've got the chamomile massage lotion, and this is more of a lotiony massage medium. You can use it for face as well as for body massage, and it is full of chamomile. So you have one of the oldest medicinal herbs, purely extracted and incorporated in a creamy base to have full accessibility and application to the skin for protection, as well as for slip and glide, hydration, and really nurturing and nourishing those layers of the skin. If you use it after waxing as well, it's a wonderful antiseptic and anti-inflammatory treatment product as well. You can use it alone as a massage vehicle. You can use it with the aromatic oils that we mentioned earlier in those little bottles, the aromatic oil blends. They work just as beautifully with the chamomile massage lotion as they do the one-step cleansing oil and the hydrophilic oil with grapeseed. And then here's another massage oil. So we've gone through your one-step cleansing oil, which you emulsify and remove. We've gone through the hydrophilic oil grapeseed. So it has an antioxidant-rich base, also equally friendly for hydrophilic oil removal. Then we went to the chamomile massage lotion, and now the vitamin E massage oil with rosehip. So for drier skin, for more vulnerable skin, allows the rosehip to be there to drop inflammation. For people that don't tend to do as well with some massage products, always do beautifully well with the vitamin E massage oil. The people that don't do as well with massage products that they buy over the counter or through ordering online, the thing is their skin needs something with integrity. And that's why, because there's too many fillers, too many parabens, too many other things in the products that they buy thinking they're for sensitive and reactive skin. And they often come to you and they are inquiring, why? Why does my skin react? What are the bumps from? What is the roughness from? Why does my chest feel as if it is constantly bumpy? One product to incorporate that can change the game for them would be the vitamin E massage oil with rosehip, because it helps to substantiate and to strengthen that skin barrier. It soothes irritation and it fights that aging. So the pigmentation and the texture, it really, really helps to maintain the skin's water barrier. And it has rosehip oil and macadamia and avocado oils. Just like with the other ones, you can use the combination with the aromatic oils. And another benefit of the vitamin E massage oil is when you have a client that comes to you and is sunburned. There's not a lot you can do, but you can apply the vitamin E massage oil, and then you can take cool rollers and dance around the skin. That way it's softening, it's conditioning, and you're cooling that top layer of the skin while hydrating it. Sometimes I also put the vitamin E massage oil in a large dispense sprayer. So not any of those that are very delicate because the oil doesn't spray out very well from it. But if you put one in a large dispenser valve, you can spritz it onto the skin too, because sometimes people are too uncomfortable at the very beginning to be touched with sunburns or irritation or rashes, let the massage oil that you've sprayed onto the skin work for the person, and then you can apply a little bit more pressure or smooth slip and glide types of movements. Hydrophilic oil massage again. So this is the 0.5 gallon size of the one-step cleansing oil with a little less avocado oil in it. So it's the very versatile body massage, body oil to use after the shower. You can add a little bit to the bath water for children to soften that bath water and really condition their skin. And it helps with stress damaged skin. Everybody that uses the hydrophilic oil massage or the one-step cleansing oil does notice that over time it helps with lightening age spots and combating sun damage as well. So when you use the products, it's really important to take before and after pictures. So to stay on top of what is changing at a level that may be so subtle, but so powerful that they don't see it every day, but they know they feel it. Because oftentimes when you're talking to clients, they don't really remember all of what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. And that's how aromatherapy is. They can't always put their pulse on exactly what it is, but you know, as the clinician, and you know, as the main utilizer of the products, that you're doing good for the body, you're doing good for the soul, you're doing good for the mind. The next one that we're going to go to is the Wellness Body Oil. So this little treasure in a dropper bottle is fabulous for damaged and compromised skin conditions, as well as from an aromatherapy perspective for people that are going through very stressful, difficult times. It imparts a feeling of well-being and relaxation. When my father was going through his 4-year battle of prostate cancer, the Wellness Body Oil was a game changer for him on his skin. Between the Rescue Cream and the Dr. Schwab line and Wellness Body Oil, his skin was able to sustain itself. And when it was more degraded, it was able to be better built up. It is soothing, it's softening, and it's highly detoxifying too. So when you have a lot of those really difficult procedures and medications, the skin tends to need a little bit of a reboot as well, because the skin's your largest organ. In my clinic, I have an area that's specific for pain relief as well as for oncology treatments. And so I have my Rescue Cream, I have a lot of the Dr. Schwab Way products for topical pain relief, and I have the Wellness Body Oil and the One-Step Cleansing Oil in a grouping because they're so customizable and so beneficial to be able to, of course, with the permission from the oncology doctors, incorporate the aromatherapy and that touch and that topical benefit into the saving of their skin. Because the degradation of the skin with all of the internal and the stress of going through such issues can really be combated in a beautiful, very natural, very pure, results-oriented way. And masks. So a mask is not a stop of the level and the speed at which life goes. A mask is a comprehensive treatment that is a gift. Some people say, well, I can't purchase a mask to take home. I'm never going to use it. And so then the job of the practitioner is to show them how in their routine, the application of a mask is as simple as the application of a moisturizer. The tapping into the skin, there's 2 minutes right there. Then there's the massaging around the eyes, that's another minute. And then there's the tapping over the lips for the fine lines and wrinkles on the upper lip and the upward on the neck. Before you know it, you're at your 5 to 7 minutes. Warm cloth, remove, and they can put their moisturizer on, eye treatment, and go to bed. Making aromatherapy accessible to everyone so that it doesn't seem like an arduous endeavor is so important and such our responsibility. It's no longer just worthwhile to be a suggestion. People need this. They need you to speak to it. They need you to empower them and be their advocate, to take some autonomy to make good decisions. So this one, for example, This is a retail product as well as one that you can use in back bar. And it's a de-stressing mask, and it can be used for all skin types. It's rejuvenating, so keeps the skin cells as young as possible for as long as possible. And this is another one, for example, that if you were to scoop out a little bit, allow it to sit in a ramekin in warm water and heat up, and then on clean skin, tap it into the skin, flutter it out around the eyes, up on the neck, across on the chest. You can sleep with it, leave it that way, and say goodnight. Or continue the manipulation of it on the face, the chest, the arms, the hands, even the legs. And before you know it, the 5 to 7 to 10 minutes is up. It can be removed and the client can move on. And same would be in the clinic room. Ideally, you want to leave a mask like this from the warm state into the cooling state for about 20 minutes for best results. But you don't need to. 5 to 7 minutes is perfect, and you get the de-stressing benefit of the honey almond. It relaxes the skin, it refines the skin, the texture, and the firmness, and it's a beautiful hydrator. I find also that it's a great saving the skin type of a treatment when I'm doing a lot of post-scar hydration a couple weeks out after plastic surgery treatments. Because of that de-stressing and rejuvenating aspect, it really does, once the scar has that first layer of defense and rescue cream can be applied, then it's safe also a week or so later, 7 to 10 days later, to apply honey almond mask as well, mummy it, and really allow that skin to be rejuvenated. Rosemary camphor. So this is a whole other camp. We're not talking about hydration levels at the rosemary camphor level, rosemary camphor mask post-surgery. What we're talking about is inflammation dropping, minimizing pores, a gel mask that you can use under microcurrent. You can use it for manipulation of the skin. You can use it as a slip and glide under your ice globes. It's a fabulous post-extraction, anti-inflammatory, normalizing mask. It's one that you can also mix with your ginkgo mask as a base mask, because the ginkgo mask is an anti-aging, but also oxygenating, very wonderful base hydrator. For somebody that the rosemary camphor is a little bit too strong, then you can incorporate the rosemary camphor with the soy apple or the ginkgo mask. Calming the inflammation, moisturizing, and fighting free radicals. It does it in such a way where it takes that power of rosemary and camphor at an inhalation level, because once it goes into the olfactory senses, up into the brain, the messaging that is able to come from that is absolutely incredible. You've got your cranial nerves, your lymphatic drainage channels, and the inhalation of pure, active, botanical aromatherapy is going to be able to help the benefit of the normalizing and the calming and all of this I say it's not spicy, it's a cool inhalation flush. So when you have that rosemary to be able to naturally be, an irritation dropper, and the camphor in the senses, you'll find that the skin itself does not stay as aggressed and irritated post-extraction as well. So when I'm using this one, and then I do the high frequency, there's a dramatic difference between using it and not using it. And the aromatherapy inhalation benefit while you're doing the high frequency makes a world of difference as well. It's not just a gel. It helps to really calm and minimize those pores and drop that irritation level, so that you're taking the acne steps of your exfoliation and your extractions. Maybe some steam was in there too. And you're taking it to the next level, because the aromatherapy benefit of those other ingredients work for you to help to drop redness, to help to heal the skin, to help to reverse the degradation or any sort of pore manipulation, to help to tighten it and to kill the bacteria around the outside of the pores and to hydrate at the same time. So it's a gel-based hydrator, so your skin doesn't feel like you drug it through the bush backward and then leave it to be dry and irritated. It's a wonderful calmer and kind of like the frosting on a cake whenever you're dealing with blemished, irritated, histamine reactions, or acneic skin. Oops. Okay. We've got 2 more masks, and then we'll open it up to more questions. I think that one of the greatest benefits that people can get from webinars is to get their mind thinking and then to be able to bring it back over to your reality. So personal questions about your business having to do with aromatherapy can sometimes be beneficial to everybody listening as well. So the last 2 masks are the green tea ginseng, and the soy apple that I mentioned is a wonderful one to mix with the rosemary camphor if from an inhalation perspective you need something creamy to be able to dissipate the intensity of the camphor in it. Green tea ginseng is also, just like rosemary camphor, a beautiful one to use for back treatments. When you have a product like green tea ginseng on the back, it's an anti-aging application that revitalizes skin that either is well visualized on the face and chest or is practically invisible to the person because it's on their back. But you feel the benefit of those amino acids and the liposomal delivery system when it's on your back, almost like it's invigorating and healing and treating that exfoliated skin. And you want to keep the skin warm too. So typically when I'm using this one on the face or the back, I also will use a warm towel or a mummy mask to be able to lock in the benefit of your antioxidant and your ginseng for stimulation. Sometimes too, I have ginseng and ginger mints. And when you have somebody in there where they have the green tea ginseng mask on their face, they identify with the benefit of pure mint and the taste as well. And it's so interesting because when you have the green tea ginseng mask on the face, they don't want anything else to get in the way of that except for pure, like the purity of a tea or a tisane to sip on afterwards. And so I noticed that the mints get left behind because they're more, they may be botanical, but they're not pure. The body knows the transition and that temporary, almost kind of like buffer we have where we don't quite feel real or attached goes away when you use aromatherapy. It cleanses, it clears the desire, even taste buds. They crave more purity when you have purity on the face, when you're using the touch with lymphatic drainage and with facial massage and application and removal, tapping in the mask, using a fan brush, all the different ways in which we incorporate aromatherapy and apply and remove. It helps to better them as people too, because they walk out wanting something to put into their body that is better for them than what they came in desiring. It's a reboot. It's a reset. It's an absolute glorious and very, very powerful aspect of aromatherapy if you'll just take the time to incorporate bit by bit by bit more aromatherapy into the work that you do. And now this one will leave you with the soy apple mask because yes, it's wonderful for post extractions because it does reduce redness. It also helps with rough patches for people that have combination skin. And it's glorious for the most sensitive skin. It is a cream mask, so that creaminess does hydrate and it creates much more of a resiliency while also fortifying the skin's natural defense. So inflammation reducer, anti-sensitivity, so the reactivity of the skin. And then you have the rosehip oil in it. So from an aromatherapy perspective, the apple and the soy milk and the rosehip oil hydrate and they moisturize. And then you have pine needle extract. It's a beautiful scent to be able to inhale and also to know that it's working for you at a topical level because that power of the extract of the pine needle combined with the aloe and the sage help to work away at irritation, redness, and rough patches in the skin. Whenever we're using aromatherapy, in summary, I want to really have you encourage you to think about the internal, the external, and harnessing the power of natural botanicals to better your clients' ability to be self-advocating, to feel better, to communicate better, to be clearer. And so having something warm to sip on afterwards, that's the purity of a tisane, speaking to them about the benefit of aromatherapy while they're with you, and having a fully stocked shelf with all the aromatherapy products can really give you the ability as a practitioner to truly create change internally and externally with them, and to give them a space of ultimate well-being. So with that, we'll open it up to questions.
Thank you, Tammy. That was very informative. If you guys, I think we can unmute people. They could just ask questions, or you can put it in the chat. Either way. I did have a question. Have you come across anyone that is sensitive to the scents in the aromatherapy, where it might be too strong for them, or do you have them smell it ahead of time, or how do you use that?
Yeah, so with most of my client welcome packets and the conversations that I have, even when I'm taking pictures, I try to delve into their sensitivities and their preferences at the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning of when I work with them. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, if I have a concern or a curiosity, if one particular product may be a little bit strong, then I will apply it on the side of the neck, or sometimes I'll even apply it just on the forearm as I'm
Okay.
working with them. And I may be ready to do like an arm massage as I'm starting out. And I'll apply the product there instead of doing the massage medium just for a moment and let it sit and just kind of see if that closeness to the face is agreeable, and then kind of work my way up from there. I try to be very aware of when you get it right around the nose area and the nasolabial
Mm-hmm.
folds and on the lip, to
Mm-hmm.
remember that less is more. And then
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, if you're working from an outside to an inside perspective, that by the time you get inside, they'll become accustomed to a bit of the aromatherapy, and the benefits of that aromatherapeutic treatment will already be there. So if it does end up being too much for them close to the eyes or close to the nose, you've already given them such a head start with what you have incorporated onto their skin that during the removal process, you can then incorporate it over the rest of it and remove it all at the same time. So
Okay.
it's kind of the grace and the movements that you use that allow the face, even if it does, if even if a product, like let's say the rosemary camphor was what I was mentioning earlier, that has a very strong camphor scent to it. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's not one that you're going to want to put unless somebody is very under the weather with sniffle. Like Wendy, you could probably put it under your neck today and it will help to kind of
Right.
help you to breathe a little more on your chest. That one is one that you don't want to put probably directly on that upper lip
Okay.
unless the person has become used to it, become accustomed to it on the rest of their face. Another thing with the rosemary camphor is when people come in and they're congested, I tilt up the bed a little bit. I apply the rosemary camphor on their chest, not on their face, and on their feet. And then
Mm.
I wrap their feet in towels just so that they can have the benefit of it coming in through the feet, because your feet and under your tongue are some of the quickest ways for absorption into the body. And it's pretty amazing how even if it's not on the face, you still can get that aromatherapeutic benefit from something that might be too strong otherwise.
Mm.
Another thing too is because the botanicals are synergistically combined, you have the benefit power of aromatherapy with a very intentional creation where it is made to be able to be not just well tolerated, but embraced by the skin.
Okay.
So I would say the rosemary camphor mask is the only one that I hesitate on a regular basis with how close to the nose. Everything else is so well made that I don't have negative reactions. The main reaction that I do get, and the response is, oh,
Relief. Yes. That's amazing. Okay, thank you.
yeah, sure.
I'm just going to go ahead and start my little video. Does anybody have any questions? We have Tammy just for a couple more minutes. If anyone has questions, feel free to pipe in or Ask a question in Zoom. Oops, my screen's going a little nuts. Okay, well, I wanted to do the giveaway and we still have people on. So we have two, I know I'm always trying to get my camera, two of the green tea ginseng masks that we wanted to give away to two of the attendees today. So we have chosen Laura Layden and JC Abel to be our attendees.
Yay.
And so I believe we have your address, but Laura and JC, can you just send me a private message in chat with your address of where you would like us to send that to? That would be great. We're really happy that you were able to receive those. And thank you everybody else for joining as well. I hope that you get a chance to try out some of these beautiful products. I know through the presentation, I wrote a few notes of some things that, even though I've tried most of them, I'm definitely going to be adding into my home care regimen. Hopefully everybody had a chance to also download the aromatherapy facial protocol with the My Skin Buddy, which we also sell at Alexander's Aesthetics as well. And it's just a great, Tammy uses those in her services and also retails those to her clients as well. So they're a really great, we were talking kind of before everybody got on that it was just a necessity in terms of clients using those at home in order to get the maximum benefit. So with that, Tammy, thank you so much
My pleasure.
for the information. Really appreciate it. And I will go ahead and send an email out with the recording to everybody, along with the protocol. And we look forward to seeing you again at another Alexander's Aesthetics webinar.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you all. Have a good day.
Bye.